Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Wan Muhammad Azban. So I'm your moderator for today. Before we start, I would like to our panel introduce yourself first. Let's begin with panel number 1.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Taki bin Ashimi. My metric number 2010335. I from a mechatronic engineering student.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Abdul Rashid bin Safi'i. My metric number is 201061289.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Syahmi bin Asman. I'm study for degree in mechatronic in year 3 at University Malaysia Perlis, Unimed.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Niam HDB Indonesia. I am mechatronic student.
Okay, thank you to all panel. For today, our discussion is based on SDG3, which is good health and well-being. Well, health is wealth. It's a famous saying that refer to the importance of health to us and reveal that health is wealth. Staying healthy is not just being physically fit, but also including emotional, social, and mental well-being. United Nations state that health and well-being will achieve by 2030 because health indicators were moving in the right direction before the threat of COVID-19. Maternal and child health had improved, immunization coverage had increased, and communicable disease had been reduced. Workplace also implement a good health and well-being. Our health can also be impacted by working environment and the type of work we do. We may be exposed to health risks at work, and we may engage in activities that cause serious injuries. So our title or scope to discuss is injuries and illness at workplace. First, I need our panel give their on point of view in problem statement based on this title. So which one of you want to go first?
Let me start first. So my opinion, problem statement is the work environment. From the Department of Statistics Malaysia, there is 16,888 individuals that were affected by work environment. The top factor that cause workplace injuries is the work environment itself. First, this include where employees are and what they are expected to do. In the case for a longer, they are working outside with a heavy tool and often insignificant height. As you can assume, this is one of the most dangerous job. The second aspect of the work environment is how each company law of the workplace. For some management take a great care and responsible in making the work environment as safe as possible. At other business, they are sloppy and put their employees at risk. So that's all for me.
Okay, in my opinion, the problem is a company culture. A major finding is that 58% of workers agree feeling burnt out from their work in the last 3 months. It say in its employees wellness report 2022. It also say employees with poor work-life balance over the last 3 months were 45% more likely to have felt burnt out. When a workplace injury occurs, workers should always look to management for answer. Supervisor can only do so much to keep their employees safe. The worker themselves must take responsibility and act in a safe manner. When a company culture is negative, workers may tend to lazy about safety procedure. When the culture is positive, they tend to adhere to guidelines and stay safe.
I like to address my point about poor supervision. According to Department of Statistics Malaysia, there are 4,907 and 1,458 employees who were impacted by tools and equipment used for lifting and moving objects, except electric hand tools. Getting through the workday without injury is a team effort. Greater responsibility must be placed on management. The reason is that companies have a legal obligation to keep their employees safe. If they fail to do so, they shoulder a portion of the blame. In well-run companies, supervisors are both personable and responsible. This allows them to be respected by their employees. That's all for me.
For my point is improper training. Almost every job out there will have training seminars after they'll be hired. In professions that are especially susceptible to accidents, a large part of training will be injury avoidance. Therefore, companies that prioritize training and fewer workplace injuries and ones that do not end up with a high rate of employee damage. The other side of the issue is the employee. The seminar might be useful, but if workers choose to not pay attention, they put themselves at high risk.
Okay, thank you to all panel. For now, I would like to our panel discuss about the most critical problem statement based on the point that all panels said before. Let's proceed.
I agree with panel 2 because company culture was affected to employees because workers are more likely to enjoy work with their needs and value are consistent with the employers. If you work somewhere the culture is a good fit, you will tend to develop a better relationship with coworker and be more productive. That's all.
Okay. In my opinion, I agree with my point because poor leadership can be another issue. Employee may have trouble following people they do not respect or taking order from supervisor who do not appear to know what they are doing. If leadership is weak, inconsistent or disturbable, it can contribute to organizational culture problem.
I don't agree with that idea. I believe the most important factor in any institution or firm is improper training according to panel 4. Employees who have received insufficient training are more likely to perform poorly on the job and suffer higher levels of stress at work. Your employees are more likely to look somewhere else for prospect for advancement and development if they feel unappreciated and unhappy at work.
So I disagree with panel 3 because improper training is also from a bad company culture. Hence, I think company culture is the main cause of injuries and illness at workplace. It really depends on company situations, just like panel 2 said just now. When company culture is negative, workers may tend to be lazy about safety procedures, and when culture is positive, they tend to follow the guideline and stay safe to follow every SOP they provided.
So majority our panel agree on the point number 2. So now we proceed to the next section, which is solution and recommendation for problem statement that already all panels said before. I would like to start with panel number 1 first.
Firstly, in my opinion, about solution in company culture is give culture building the effort it deserves. Few things will have a great impact on your organization than its culture. Building a company culture take time and energy. It does not just happen. Your culture should align with your mission and value, and it should resonate with everyone in the organization. Willing to allocate the necessary time and effort into building a company culture you can be proud will leave you with a company culture you simply accept or worse dislike. There is a no finish line. A truly amazing organization culture is a constant work in process, because as a company evolves, so does it people. Devote time to nurturing your company culture. Exemplify it in a very way you can, so that your team will able to recognize and emulate it. Thank you.
Okay, for my point, cultivate a strong coworker relationship is the one of the solution. Okay, having a strong relationship at work drive employee engagement, but it does not happen automatically. Building strong coworker relationship take time, effort, and some time. Dedicate team building activity. In fact, research suggests you could benefit from doing the exact opposite. Companies should be creating space that encourage and even generate coalition. Think about both the physical and cultural environment in your own organization, in addition to providing space, focus, productivity, and collaboration. Something that many offices miss out on this coalition area. For example, think of where you eat lunch. Is there a dedicated kitchen and eating area? Or is there only a microwave and everybody goes back to eat at their desk? Eating lunch together is one of the easiest way to get to know your colleagues if you're on team that don't normally interact, and it an easy and low budget way to encourage relationship building. Thank you.
For solution, my opinion is recognize and reward valuable contribution. Did you know that companies that emphasize having a recognition-rich culture also tend to have dramatically lower turnover rates? Employees who don't feel recognized are twice as likely to quit their job in a year, while the top 20s of companies with a recognition-rich culture have a 31% lower turnover rates. Here my first suggestion: identify specific behavior and result align with your company goals and values. Then recognize the reward those behaviors as frequently as you can. Most importantly, get everyone in on it. Employee recognition doesn't have to come exclusively from the top. It often even more effective when recognition comes from all around, from leaders, from peers, from everyone. Peer-to-peer recognition is more effective method of infusing recognition into your culture. Peer-to-peer recognition also dramatically reduces the managerial overhead required to make sure everyone's being recognized for the work they do. In a recent customer survey, 88% of respondents said they spend just 2 hours or less on bonusly admin each month. Employee recognition also a great way to organically build strong relationship between coworkers, which is the next step toward building outstanding company culture.
So for the solution, my point is to promote a team atmosphere. Don't think of other employees at your company as simply groups of other people you work with, but as an integral member of your team. This shift in mentally from working towards individuals' goals to unified team, all pulling in one direction, can make an enormous difference in the result of your work.
I strongly agree with panel 2 because before focusing on development of new workplace relationship, it can helpful to understand your strength and weakness. Developing relationship skill like communication, active listening, and conflict resolution can assist you when initiating workplace relationship. Evaluate the positive thing that you bring the new workplace relationship and consider the thing you need in a relationship. That's all.
Okay, I agree with panel 4. Promote a team atmosphere because you can make every meeting a team meeting. What I mean by this is if you have an upcoming strategy meeting with a particular member of your team, if you invite the rest of the team to sit in on the meeting, they all have a better idea of that member's role. If you roll this out for every meeting and include each member of your team in each other strategy, you will ensure that every team member is capable of taking on the workload of other and perform toward the business goal together. When your employees are aware of how each team member's role work, they will be able and more willing to help. Thank you.
From my point of view, I agree with panel 2, which is cultivative strong worker relationship. When building a relationship in a workplace, you will notice an increase in productivity and overall job satisfaction by taking certain steps toward understanding your emotional intelligence and getting to know your workers. You can build lasting professional relationship. That's all for me. Thank you.
So in my opinion, I agree with panel 2 that said cultivate strong co-workers relationships. I agree with the connection between co-workers. The more connection that be made by them, the healthier the culture will be. Even though it takes time to process this up, but it is most important to all workers to build a strong relationship with each other. For example, they can do is eating lunch together.
Thank you for all panel. Based on my view, most of you agree with the panel number 3. So let me conclude this discussion. Safety and health are important to individual and organization health and success in workplace. Workplace must be concerned about safety and health policy. Employer need to be focused more to employee well-being more than before. So that's all for me. Thank you for joining us for today. I hope to meet you guys next time and have a good day. Bye bye.